Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle was directed by Jake Kasdan and is the sequel to the 2017 Jumanji. This film stars Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, a whole plethora of people, and this tells the story when Spencer Reed goes back into the fantasy world of Jumanji. His friends and a group of others try to go save him. I really enjoyed the first Jumanji. I thought it was a really pleasant surprise. So how is the sequel? Well, let's talk about it.
This is
Never. You look like this never.
I think my eyes are a different color.
All of you is a different color.
So, overall, did I enjoy Jumanji The Next Level as much as the first? Not really. I don't hate this movie at all. I think it's a really fun time, and it's a really fun, enjoyable film. But compared to the first one, I think the magic has been a bit lost there. But let's talk about what works. The cast, easily the best part of this movie is the cast and their interactions and their back and forth together. That's easily the best part of this film is the cast and their interactions. That easily does make this film more enjoyable than I think it would have been, and the different body swapping things, and there's a lot of body swapping and there's a lot of personalities going back and forth, and I found that really good in this movie, and I found a lot of sequences and scenes to be really funny because of their chemistry. And also some of my favorites I'll mention: Dwayne Johnson, I really enjoyed him in the first, and as this kind of playing this more older man was really fun, and his imitation of Danny DeVito was a pretty good imitation at that, and I really enjoyed it. Also Kevin Hart, from the first one, I didn't really enjoy his performance that much because he's basically playing the standard Kevin Hart, he's short and making a lot of those jokes, and yes, he does make those still in this film, but I feel like in this film he was more enjoying the performance. I feel Jack Black was really good. He does a great job. The rest of the cast has all done a fantastic job. This movie's really funny. It's not as funny as the first. Most of the jokes really I found fall flat, but there's one sequence in particular when they, I guess, do the first level that I found really, really fun and enjoyable. This is just a fun movie to just sit back, relax, watch with the family, and go to the movies to watch a pretty enjoyable film. I had a great time watching. This is just a fun, chill back, relax movie, and it's not the worst way to spend 2 hours. There's some good jokes and some really interesting action scenes. Also, there's more action in this film than in the first one. You can definitely tell that they had a much more bigger budget than in the first one. You can tell there's much more bigger action sequences. Easily the standout action sequence for me anyway was an actual action sequences that I was actually pretty hesitant in the trailer, and that's when they go on this bridge with all these monkeys. It was really well shot, really well edited, and even though it is green screen and all of it is mostly CGI, you just get, because the CGI is so good, you get immersed in this world, and I just found it really enjoyable. This is just a very fun movie, and now there's some problems with the pacing. I thought at the beginning, while fine, building up the characters wasn't as interesting as the rest of the film, and yes, a lot of people, that's what they want to see this film for. They want to see the Jumanji film for when they go into Jumanji. But in the first one, I actually found the non-Jumanji stuff in the beginning also to be very compelling. In this one, I just found it okay. There's some okay jokes and some okay moments, and that was fun. There's also some really heartfelt moments that I was not expecting in this film. A lot of kind of more emotional moments with Spencer and his grandpa, especially at the end, that I was really not expecting. And there's a choice that was made in this film that was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And the ending, of course, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but you know it's an ending. What I know, like, the villain in this film is even more disposable than the first. He gets a bit of a backstory from another cutscene, which I found pretty amusing. But really, he's the most undisposable villain. It seems like they made the film, got great jokes, some pretty great action sequences, and some fun character and really heartfelt moments. But then it was like, oh wait, and then they went back to watch the first one. They went like, oh wait, we forgot I had a villain, because the villain in this movie is very disposable. He's just very cut and paste, dry, not very interesting villain, and he can easily kind of be picked out of this movie and just being thrown into the not very memorable villain camp in a lot of movies these days. Like, I remember in movies, especially like older films, were mostly focused on their villains, and they had really compelling villains, but the heroes were kind of sucky. And now they have really compelling heroes, but the villain is kind of sucky. You can have both, like Avengers Infinity War. The characters are really impactful, but Thanos was a really interesting villain. And even though I didn't love the villain in the first one, I at least understand why he wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to rule Jumanji. This villain just found it to be just this big gray bad guy. It almost felt like almost felt like a boss to me. Like, it almost felt like a boss from a video game. And I know that was supposed to, like, that's what it was supposed to feel like. But the bad guys in video games get more development than that. And as I said, the beginning did drag a bit on for me. I didn't find it nearly as compelling as the rest of the film. And I found the first act, it tries to find its footing. I was like, these jokes aren't landing, but once they get into the desert section of the film, I'll say that much without spoiling it, it does get a lot better. It does kind of bring more fun and flair to the series. Overall, I thought Jumanji: The Next Level was a really fun time at the movies. It's not as good as the first one, but really, were you expecting it to be as good as the first one? I still enjoy it, and that's why I'm going to give Jumanji: The Next Level a B. So those were my thoughts on Jumanji: The Next Level. What do you think of these? Down in the comment section below. Did you love, did you hate it? Were you looking forward to it? I'd love to know all your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, you guys can hit that like button and subscribe. Really does help me out a ton. And tune in tomorrow, Sunday, when I'll be breaking all 4 Jumanji films. That's Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, Jumanji: The Next Level, and also Sathura, which that should be pretty fun. So tune in tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. General out.